Okay, this is McKaylee, and McKaylee, yesterday we read the book All About Chocolate. What do you remember about the book All About Chocolate?
I remember that chocolate grew on trees and it was the size of a football.
What was the size of a football?
Like the coconut thing where it came from.
The pods?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it came from a cocoa tree.
Cocoa tree?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember anything else?
Let me look back in the story.
Okay.
You can put anything on chocolate, like you can put it in milkshakes on a donut. You can eat Hershey. You can eat chocolate. You can eat Hershey chocolate. You can eat it, but it takes a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go ahead and read starting here since we didn't finish this book yesterday. So go ahead, whenever you're ready.
Okay, whenever I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay. Taking right pods from the cocoa tree is the first step in making chocolate. Inside each pod are 20 to 50 beans. The cocoa beans are the tree's seeds. It takes a lot of beans and a lot of work to make chocolate. The pods are first gathered and then cut open with a large blade.
Okay, keep going, next page.
The beans are then scooped out of the open pod. The beans are cream colored and covered with soft pulp. These beans are still very different from the chocolate you know.
Good. Next page.
The pulp-covered beans are put into piles or boxes and covered. Then beans to change from a cream.
Let's go back. Does that make sense?
They begin to change from a cream color to a purple color after contact with the air. The beans also change on inside in progress called
fermentation.
Okay. After the beans have fermented, they are dried. As they dry, the beans are turned once the beans are dry, they are placed in large cloth bags and shipped to makers of chocolate.
Good. Yep, keep going.
From beans to chocolate. Making chocolate from the fermented dried beans is complicated process.
Not progress, but
Process.
Mm-hmm.
Process. First, the beans need to be cleaned. Then, this is like in order to first, then last, final.
Mm-hmm.
Then, chocolate makers blend different kinds of beans together. This is to make sure the chocolate has just the right flavor. The beans are roasted in order to bring out the chocolate flavor. This is when the beans begin to smell like chocolate. As the beans are roasted, the thin shell that covers them grows brittle. The beans pass through a machine that cracks their shells and blows away the piece of the shell with fans.
Good. All right, I'm going to read this page, and I want you to just listen to me as I read, okay? After the shells are removed, only the meaty part of the bean, called the nib, remains. The nibs are ground up and crushed until they become a liquid. The liquid is poured into molds where it cools into bars of bitter, unsweetened chocolate. The bars are then pressed until a yellow liquid called cocoa butter is removed. The cocoa butter drains through a screen and is collected to make the chocolate we eat. After the liquid cocoa butter is removed, the solid part of the bar is ground into a powder. Cocoa powder is sent to dairies and bakeries to flavor baked goods and dairy products. Alright, so next what we're going to do is I have some sentences from the story. Okay, so I'm going to have you read these sentences and we're going to put them in order of how it happened in the story. Okay? Alright, you want to read the first one?
Okay, the first one is the beans changed on inside in a process called fermentation.
That's not progress again. Look at that word.
Oh, process.
Yeah.
Cocoa pods change from green to golden reddish color as I can't read that. They ripen.
Right.
Ripen.
Mm-hmm.
The beans are dried plus turned. The beans are cleaned, then blended with different kinds of beans. The liquid is poured into molds or bars. The beans are roasted. The nibs of the beans are grounded up and crushed to liquid. The beans are scooped out of the open pod. The shell of the beans are removed.
Okay, so now we are going to put these in order how they happened in the book.
But they don't have, they picked it.